Shalom. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Kwakadash. I want to give double honors to my mighty, beautiful, wonderful elders that came before me, that brought me into this truth. Now, this video is going to be called Live Peaceably with All Men, Motorcycle Man Rebuke. Okay. Now, I have a brother, right? A very good friend, okay, that I would call my brother. That's in the world, okay? And this gentleman just recently got a motorcycle, okay? And I've told this man a few times that, it's not a good idea. He should take it back. It looks cool, but there's a possibility that he might end up dying behind that motorcycle, okay? Nonetheless, this speaks to the insidious nature of our people, and there will be a follow-up video to this. But it seems to be that our people have a very big knack of trying to tempt the Most High God, right? So we're going to go into this. We're going to go into a few statistics, as you can already see, that are pulled up on the screen. But the primary reason why the Lord put this on my spirit is because, He brought this video to my attention. So we're going to watch this video real quick, and then we're going to go into a few scriptures here. So let's go here. We're going to let this play.
He had like 2 scratches on the right foot. He had no shoes on. He was barefooted in the middle of the freeway, which I thought was like so weird.
Now, witnesses tell us about the moment a driver tried to walk away after investigators say he intentionally crashed into a motorcyclist on the 805 freeway.
Pause. So there was some cat in a Tesla that intentionally drove or ran right into this motorcyclist and ended up knocking him off, right?
Killing him. Thanks for joining us. I'm Catherine Garcia.
And I'm Mark Motley. We are learning new details tonight about Monday night's crash in Chula Vista, including the names of both the suspect and the victim.
Investigators say 22-year-old Ulysses Jimenez has now been charged with murder. NBC7's Dave Summers spoke to a witness and CHP about what happened.
There's a guy just walking in the middle of the road.
Jenny Keaty and her kids video recorded Ulysses Jimenez barefoot with a handful of cash asking for a ride as he walked away from his crashed Tesla.
Like, this guy's going into moving traffic and he doesn't even care.
The surreal images followed a fatal crash Keaty and her kids narrowly avoided.
I think he was trying to get a ride. People weren't falling for it. And then he started getting mad, like flipping people off.
Moments before that, California Highway Patrol investigators say Jimenez rammed his red Tesla at a high rate of speed into the back of 52-year-old Jorge Uribe.
All right, we got to run that back real quick. Look at that. Look at that man's vehicle. That is his Tesla. Now you know that there had to be some type of insidious, evil spirit on that man, to the point where he was able to knock off that motorcyclist, his vehicle to look like that, hop out that thing, and start walking around looking for a ride. Barefoot in traffic. That man had some demons on him.
High rate of speed into the back of 52-year-old Jorge Uribe Villalobos' new BMW motorcycle, killing him. The Tesla continued, then struck a 2012 black Ram pickup. The 24-year-old man driving it and his 5 passengers suffered minor injuries. The hit and run happened around 8:30 Monday evening, southbound on the 805 at Telegraph Canyon Road. Jimenez is charged with first-degree murder and hit and run. CHP investigators are now saying there could be more charges. They're still investigating whether he was driving under the influence of drugs. Investigators say this was no accident, that it was intentional. And they know that from statements Jimenez said after his arrest. The two didn't know each other, which may suggest this is a case of road rage.
Boom. So we're going to pause it right there. That road rage spirit, man. Brothers that be dealing with that nonsense, man, you got to chill out. That stuff is going to get you destroyed, straight up and down, man. We're going to go into the next video here. I already got it pulled up. Here, look at this. This is going to be you. Keep on playing around. You do it just like this. Here.
An unbelievable act of road rage caught on camera in Oregon.
Look at him flipping somebody off.
This This happened in Portland. First,
Boom.
you see the motorcyclist dramatically gesturing to the driver of that Kia Carnival, and then suddenly the driver swerves, crashing into the
Boom.
motorcycle, sending the bike and the rider flying off the side of the road. That motorcyclist was left with some serious injuries.
Boom.
Police are now looking for the driver of the Kia. And on
Takes him out, man. Okay, we don't need to play that anymore. Now again, and I understand that you can get into some sort of a road rage incident and you don't need to be on a motorcycle. Okay, but I'm highlighting these videos to speak specifically to brothers that want to be on those motorcycles, and I have some stats to back up what I'm saying, man. You need to leave them things alone, man. All right. Not only are those things dangerous, those things are hella annoying on the street. Okay. Loud as hell for no reason. Nonetheless, where are we at here? So again, AI overview. These are just some statistics gathered off this what is it called? Gemini from Google. Anyway, in the United States, approximately 6,000 motorcyclists are killed each year in traffic accidents. Specifically, in 2023, there were 6,335 motorcyclist fatalities, according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, IIHS. This figure represents a significant portion, or 15%, of all traffic fatalities. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Now, before we even move forward, this is only in the United States. So if you go to places like Africa, the brothers in the Southern Kingdom, the Northern Kingdom, like certain areas in South America, sometimes in Jamaica, wherever it might be, even in India, you'll have motorcycle incidents that occur a lot more normally, or a lot more persistently, I guess you would say. That's the best word I can think of right now, because you see a lot of jakes or a lot of people riding around on these motorcycles. Okay, now they're not as tricked out as you might see in the States. Nonetheless, the point still stands. Look here. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Recent increase. The number of motorcycle fatalities has been on the rise, with 2023 seeing the highest number of deaths since at least 1975. Risk factor. Salakia. Motorcycle riders are significantly overrepresented in traffic fatalities, despite making up a small percentage of registered vehicles. Number 3, comparison to other vehicles, motorcyclists are about 28 times more likely to die in a crash compared to occupants of passenger vehicles. Whoa, look at that. Now, I don't think I need to tell you or break down why it would be more likely that a motorcyclist pass away after some sort of a car crash. You have no protection outside of your helmet if you're wearing one. Okay? What do we got here? Contributing factors. Factors like increased ridership, lack of visibility, and failure to wear helmets can contribute to these accidents. Safety measures. Wearing DOT-compliant motorcycle helmets and riding sober are crucial for reducing the risk of fatal injuries. There you go. So we don't even want to worry about any safety measures. The best safety measure to put up is not riding one, okay? Nonetheless, let's go to Romans, the 12th chapter, and the 17th verse. Let me pull this up here. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Okay, that's the point we want to highlight there. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith Yahweh. So that's going back into that road rage spirit and all that other nonsense. And I dealt with that. I remember there was a time where I was driving to Kentucky, and there was a cat that, cut myself and my, the people that was riding with me. And they cut us off, man. They almost took us out. And I was enraged, man. I was engulfed in rage. I was furious. And this is before I was in the truth. All right? Very furious. But, of course, you have to take that L, man. And after Cat, Dan there drove us off the road, dude flipped the bird at us, man. And I'm over here. Man, it is what it is, man. I don't have time to get into it right now. But And these are the things that you have to deal with on the road, and you have to be very, very mindful and careful that you don't put yourself in a precarious, in a horrible situation over some dumb decision that you made, right? Nonetheless, this is, again, we want to highlight that again. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Even Esau, right? Even Esau's wicked ass, man. You have to live peaceably around him, man. All right? Because you have no idea what this cat has under his sleeve. There was a situation some years back where there was a brother that saw some clown running his mouth to his woman while him and his son were inside of some gas station. It might have been a gas station. I can't remember. Anyway, he walked outside, saw this clown running his mouth to his woman. He walked straight up to him, pushed him down on the ground. Edomite dude. Pushed that Edomite on the ground. Big brother, man. All right? That Edomite whipped that thing out and knocked him off, man. I think he put 2 in him or something like that. Finished him off right on the spot, man, in front of his son. All kinds of nonsense that you have to deal with out here, man. So you have to be able to live peaceably with all men as best as you can, man. Of course, there are situations in which you need to defend yourself, but you have to be very, very careful. A majority of the time, it's best to say you got it, man. But whenever it comes to having to defend yourself because somebody is trying to actually attack you, by all means, man, defend yourself. But when it comes to an altercation, or like what the Boondocks what the Boondocks coined so long back, you need to stay away from them nigga moments, man. That stuff is gonna get you knocked off, man. Anyway, Hebrews 12 and 14 in the NLT. Work at living in peace with everyone, and work at living a holy life, for those who are not holy will not see Yahweh. You see that one? So it's imperative that you work at living a holy life, man. And of course, it's also important at living in peace around everyone. That's going to keep you out of a lot of trouble, man, because right now what's important is to bring out this word and keep these commandments to the best of our ability. And that's what's important, not getting into some goofy ass nigga moment with some dummy that's trying to crash out on you. Proverbs 15 and verse 1 in the KJV. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. You see that one? So I found myself in numerous different situations. In that same trip to Kentucky, I believe it was, I was able to avoid getting a, well, let me chill out. Let me not say too much. Nonetheless, there have been several situations that I've been in that I've been cool with people, man. And I've had to say, I've had to just be respectful, man. Being a respectable man or a respectable person, or just showing outright respect to somebody, is going to get you out of a lot of situations, man. All kinds of nonsense, man. And if I were to put some of these idiots, some clowns that I know, if I were to put clowns that I know in those same situations, they might not even be here. Okay? I am 100% sure there are situations in which you might have seen something transpire that could have been deadly, could have been lethal, that just saying the right thing at the right time, not saying anything, holding your peace, apologizing, these things can turn away wrath, man. I remember, matter of fact, we'll leave that for another time, man. Matthew 4 and verse 5. Then the devil taketh him up into the holy city, and setteth him on a pinnacle of the temple, and saith unto him, If thou be the Son of God, cast thyself down, for it is written, He shall give his angels charge concerning thee, and in their hands they shall bear thee up, lest at any time thou dash thy foot against a stone. Yahweh shall said unto him, It is written again, Thou shalt not tempt Yahweh thy God. As simple as that, man. As simple as that, man. So it's imperative, man, that you do not tempt the Lord. Salaki, you do not tempt Yahweh, the Lord, our power, man. It's imperative that you do not tempt the Most High. Why do I bring that out? Because you silly, man. You niggas, man, that always have that freaking thrill-seeking spirit, man. Riding around on a damn motorcycle. That's a death vehicle right there, man. That's a vehicle that's going to lead you to destruction. Check this out, man. Y'all cats, hey, check this out. And nothing against brothers that want to roll around on motorcycles. That's a bad move. As simple as that, man. That's a bad look, man. And I would not advise anybody to do that. All right? Nonetheless, again, Yahweh Shai stated himself, do not tempt the Lord thy God. All right? And that is in the law. You're not supposed to be tempting the Most High. All right? You clown ass niggas that want to get on those freaking jump out of a freaking airplane and eject your damn parachute, all this other nonsense. You keep on doing that nonsense if you want to, man. The Most High is going to judge your dumb ass, man. All right? The same thing. Don't be running your big ass mouth to any random person on the street, man. Any random person on the road, your ass is going to get your ass is going to be destroyed, man. All right? As simple as that. That was all that I had to bring out. Nonetheless, I want to say, Kahala Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Bahasham Krakadash. Wa Baba. Shalom to my mighty, magnificent, wonderful, beautiful elders that brought me into this truth. And shalom to the elect. Until next time, shalom.